Hello, hello. Here we are with our non-copyrighted music. How is it? Send me some hearts, show me some hearts. What do you think of this music? Okay, just getting set up here on all my platforms. Hello. Let's see how this rolls. Hey everybody that's joining. Hello, hello. All right, so just a couple more seconds as we wait for other people to join. Tonight we are going to talk cats, dogs, horses, and other large animals, because we can use essential oils with our babies too, fur babies. Putting on some magnolia, because I love it. One of my faves. That or neroli. I love those two before I present. Okay, how's everybody? Okay. I'm gonna feed that out. How's everybody? I'm a little late getting started. Story of my life. Okay, we got some great information for you tonight. So just as everybody is still continuing to join us, this is week 7. Hello, hello, everybody that's joining. This is week 7 of our Facebook Live out of our 8-week Facebook Live learning series. Really, really enjoying this. Show me some hearts if you're enjoying this as well. Grab a pen and paper. If you want to write down some things that we roll out and share tonight. Feel free to add people to this group if you haven't already. The more the merrier. Of course, we don't want them working with somebody else or already have a membership on another team. If they do, kindly encourage them to revert back to the person that got them started with doTERRA. And if you are an account holder and you have people that you're bringing into the business, tag them. If they've been talking to you about essential oils and what oils they can use for what and what have you, if you're finding yourself here, it's likely because you care about essential oils. You want to live a healthy, natural lifestyle, or somebody else cares about you and they want you to be here. They want you to get this information. And good for you if you're here on your own accord. There is nothing like living a clean, healthy, toxic-free, self-informed, and self-directed lifestyle. Okay, so I'm Melissa Johnson, if you are new to joining us. I am a gold wellness advocate with doTERRA. I lead a global wellness team. I feel like I get to do the most amazing thing. I help people solve 95% of the crap that crops up on a daily basis by providing people with an essential oil solution. I have chosen doTERRA because when I looked around to find an essential oil company that was actually pure, potent, free, transparent, all of the things, there was nobody. There was nobody. And the best that there was doTERRA. And they have blown me away ever since. Nobody in the essential oil is doing what they are doing. Nobody is using the technology that they're using. Nobody is doing the landmark studies that they are conducting. We have partnered with some really fantastic research and teaching institutes, such as Rosedale University, Johns Hopkins University, the Cancer Huntsman Institute. Those are all people who are knocking on our door asking to get our essential oil, because nobody in the world is doing what doTERRA is doing when it comes to essential oils. They consistently amaze me in all that they are doing. Okay, so just a little recap. Take a hot second as we still have people joining us. First video in this 8-week learning series was all about the basics. In that video, you can go ahead and search or scroll to find that. We jammed on quality, why that matters, the 3 types of applications that we apply essential oils, sourcing practices, the 7 guiding principles of doTERRA. The second video, we talked about the top 10 must-have oils, how to use them, how they support our body systems. The third video, we did a little sesh out on creating a solid foundation, and that was a lot of supplementation, how they work, how that's setting ourselves up for success with tips and tricks on leaning into supplementation, as well as learning about cleaning up and detoxing our everyday lifestyle products. Throw in the importance of sleep. We'll go on into that depth of a topic, or we'll go further in depth in that on that topic of sleep in the new year. We also have talked about supporting our immune systems with healthy families. We did emotions, moods, and hormones. We also did last week, or in the 5th week, we did green cleaning. Week 6, we did pregnancy, birth, and babies. And tonight brings us to our fur babies, because they are just as important and a part of our family. So let's dive in. Okay, so I want to preface all of this with this, what I'm going to say right now. Okay, so there is no board, and if you've been with me and you've been following along, that's fantastic, but this is for the new people, so just, I appreciate your patience and just bear with me. I need to stress the importance of quality when it comes to using essential oils on ourselves, on our babies, and on our animals. And the reason that this is so important is because a lot of the essential oils readily available on the market are adulterated. There's 4 different types of adulteration. I'm not necessarily going to go into all of them, but the adulterations are what starts to affect, you know, when people start talking about if it's too hard on the liver, or how a cat metabolizes a certain oil, etc., etc. When I am talking about essential oils, I am only talking about doTERRA. And I'm only talking about doTERRA because they are the only ones in the world who have a pure essential oil. And what that means is we have cut out all of the middlemen. We work directly with our farmers. We work with the countries that our plants are indigenous to. It is an amazing, a beautiful, a lovely, lovely thing. So when it comes to using essential oils on your family, and especially on your family, but especially on your fur babies, we want to only be using the best in the world, and that is doTERRA. Okay, so I just wanted to preface all of this. So when used correctly, essential oils can be beneficial for our pets without any negative side effects or unnatural additives. So as we navigate our way through this topic tonight, I want you to just have to keep this in the back of your mind, that a lot of the things, a lot of the interventions that our veterinarians are using with our animals are made by a man in a lab, synthesized, and to be honest with you, are not really doing anything positively long-term for our animals' body systems, etc. Natural is always best. So when you know, like heartworm medication and flea and tick and parasite control and all of that stuff is not natural. It is not natural to our bodies. It's not natural for our bodies to recognize it. And all of that stuff, if you will, adds a toxic load to our animals' bodies and their systems. Okay, so in general, it's best to start with a diluted essential oil. So with our animals, we are always going to dilute. And I'm going to teach you and show you how to do that. So in general, it's best to start with a more diluted essential oil when introducing them topically to your pet. So you can always increase the concentration of the if the desired effect is not reached, but it is difficult to remove an essential oil once it has already been absorbed. So as always, each animal is unique and your pet may be more sensitive than others. So observe their behavior and they will tell you. And here are some general guidelines to help you when starting out using essential oils topically with your pet. So for carrier oil, puppies under 8 weeks and cats, there should be 250 drops of carrier oil to 2 drops of essential oil. Dogs under 20 pounds and elderly dogs, anywhere between 85 to 100 drops of a carrier oil to 1 drop of essential oil. Hey, everybody that's joining. For dogs over 20 pounds, 50 drops of a carrier oil to 1 drop of essential oil. And for any hot oils, such as that are safe to use with animals, like peppermint, eucalyptus, even ginger is considered a hot oil. You want to use 100 drops of carrier oil to 1 essential oil drop. All right, so essential oil safety. So when diffusing, always allow your animal the ability to roam freely within the space. Keep doors open. Allow them to use cat doors or animal doors if you have those available to them. Always dilute essential oils with a carrier oil before applying. Topically, dilute heavily at first and then add oils in small increments. Observe your pet. Add more oils if needed. Research your pet's health status and medications they're taking currently. It's always a good idea. Don't use oils in, on, or near your animal's eyes, ears, nose, or genitals. And if you accidentally get some in their eyes, wipe their eye with a tissue that has a few drops of carrier oil on it, and don't flush with water. Use caution when utilizing essential oils on animals that are frail, have underlying health conditions, are pregnant, nursing, young animals are on certain medications, or if they are epileptic. Use a warm water rather than one that pulls oils directly from the bottle. Use a water diffuser rather than one that pulls oils directly from the bottle. So for doTERRA users, our ACE diffuser and our cloud diffusers, those are not recommended for using in and around in your home, Crystal, with your animals. So don't use essential oils at the same time as a topical medication, including dermal patches and topical flea and tick treatments. Never use or give your pet any product containing xylitol, including our On Guard toothpaste or any of our essential oil beadlets. Use only therapeutic grade essential oils, so that would be doTERRA. That is the only oils that are safe, in my opinion. For dogs with long ears, don't use essential oils on the tips of their ears, as the oil may get into their eyes if they shake their head. Always observe your pet's behavior when using or diffusing essential oils. Discontinue use of an oil if your animal exhibits signs of distress, drools, squints, rubs their eyes, vocalizes, pants, has muscle tremors, starts shaking, vomits, has diarrhea, or has skin irritations following application of an oil. The other thing is, don't panic if your pet has skin irritation or an adverse reaction. Most of these resolve with dilution within a 24-hour period. However, call your veterinarian for any emergencies. So I want to share something really quickly. I have been using essential oils in and around my house for the last 6+ years. This January, I will be a dog mummy for 3 years, and never once have we ever had an issue with using essential oils around our animals. both our cats and our felines or our canines. Until recently, we had never had any problems. And so doTERRA launched a new holiday blend called Harvest Spice this winter. Here it is right here. It is a very full bottle, as you can see. I just bought this bottle. I was happy and excited to get it into the diffuser and get it pumping. It smells amazing. Excuse me. This oil has cassia, clove, eucalyptus, cedarwood, nutmeg, and cinnamon oils in it. And almost every single one, the cassia, the cinnamon, and the clove are all essential oils to avoid using in, around, and with dogs. So I want to share a story. So never have we ever had a problem with any oils that I've ever diffused until I put this oil into the diffuser. When I put this oil into the diffuser, I added what I normally add, which was probably about 3 to 5 drops. I turned on the diffuser in the main area, which is in the kitchen and the dining room area, kind of like also leads its way into the living room. And my dog was pacing and panting. I've never seen her act like that before. She did end up having loose stools, and I was watching her closely. And so I've never seen her act that way before. And so I immediately turned the diffuser off, and I looked up to see if any of the oils in this blend were actually maybe what could be to blame. I stopped diffusing, aired out the house. I opened up some windows and opened up the door, and immediately started immediately started a new oil in the diffuser, which was wild orange. I always diffuse wild orange. Wild orange has never bothered her. So I dumped out the diffuser with the Harvest Spice in it, and I added water, and I added it was probably 5 drops of wild orange because I just go crazy for that stuff. And when my dog came back inside, she was better. She was instantly better. So we went about our day, and I wondered if maybe the Harvest Spice was what was bothering her. And so then a few days later, I decided to try it again. I wasn't sure if maybe she was just, sometimes she does really disgusting things like eat cat poop out of the litter box, as much as I wish that wasn't the case. And so I just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if she got into something, or if one of the kids left like a chocolate behind and she had gotten into a chocolate and it was having some she was having an adverse reaction to that. Hey, Cassandra. Hey, Sarah. Thanks for joining, girls. Hello from Idaho. So I tried Harvest Spice again, and the same thing happened. She started to pace, and she started to pant, and she wanted outside. I watched her very closely the second time because I was just kind of troubleshooting to see if it was in fact the Harvest Spice that was bothering her. And I'm 90% confident that Harvest Spice is a no bueno diffusing or using essential oil in our home. For whatever reason, the makeup of it is not going to work for my dog. My dog is about 65. She's about between 60 and 65 pounds. She is the most gorgeous little black lab. She's not that little, but she's a smaller lab. And just the sweetest girl. And so we have discovered, and I discovered very, very quickly, that Harvest Spice was a no-go for my girl. The interesting thing to me is that I also diffuse On Guard every single day, at least once in the morning or once after school when the kids come home, or at nighttime for bedtime. And On Guard has never bothered her. And there are a few oils that are in the Harvest Spice, like the cinnamon and the clove, but it has never bothered her. And so I keep diffusing On Guard for whatever reason. So pay attention. You know your animals best, their body language, and I mean, they are quite communicative with you when you are paying attention to them. So I just highly encourage for you to tap in and tune in to your fur babies. Hi, Amelia. when you are diffusing essential oils. I personally have not used essential oils a lot topically on my dog, but we diffuse all day, every day, all darn day long. So I diffuse in the car, she travels with me in the car. We just have never had an issue except for the harvest spice. Okay, so precautions and essential oils to avoid. So let's talk about that. And then let's talk about how the applications that you can use with your cats, dogs, and then we're going to move on to horses in just a few moments. But so here are essential oils to avoid with dogs. Birch, melaleuca, or tea tree in the Canadian market, wintergreen, and the soothing blend, because the soothing blend has wintergreen in it. And also use caution with hot oils such as cassia, cinnamon, clove, oregano, rosemary, and thyme. Those are no. Those are avoid, avoid, avoid with your dogs. Essential oils to avoid with cats. There's a longer list. Basil, bergamot, birch, cinnamon, clove, dill, fennel, grapefruit, lemon, lime, melaleuca, orange, wild orange, oregano, peppermint, thyme, rosemary, spearmint, tangerine, wintergreen. Here's the thing. I don't use essential oils on my cats topically. I have used frankincense on my cats before, and that was for an abscess. It was really successful at getting rid of the abscess and treating it, but in general, I do not use essential oils on my cats. There just isn't a real need for it, in my opinion and in my experience. And the times that I have used essential oils on my dog, I have used frankincense and copaiba as well, and a little bit of lavender when she has gotten herself into sticky situations and she's like gotten sores or to prevent infection or things like that, and to help with healing. That's the only time. Oh, and in the beginning I used a little bit of the Digest-Zen blend on the bottoms of her paws when she was experiencing, as a new pup, she was experiencing, what's the word I'm looking for? Car sickness. So she wasn't able to ride in the vehicles very long. Hi, Lori. Thanks for joining, girl. But other than that, I don't use essential oils topically on my cats and my dogs. Horses is a whole other story. I will use essential oils topically on my horses all day, every day. I don't have horses of my own, but we are very active in our therapeutic horseback riding association here on Salt Spring Island, and my neighbor has horses, and so we use, and I encourage to use, essential oils topically on horses all the time, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. So I'm just going to wrap up a little bit more of the things to avoid with cats. So I read the do not use and avoid with cats list, and I read the avoid with dogs list. So medical and health precautions. If your pet is epileptic or has seizures, avoid these oils: basil, camphor, eucalyptus, fennel, rosemary, clary sage, wintergreen, and the blends that contain any of these oils. If your pet is on any anti-diabetic drug, avoid these oils without carefully monitoring blood glucose: cassia, cinnamon, dill, fennel, lemongrass, marjoram, melissa, and oregano. If your pet has a clotting or bleeding disorder or is taking an anticoagulant, avoid these oils: wintergreen, it is a blood thinner. Its chemical constituent is methyl salicylates. Blue tansy, birch, cassia, cinnamon, clove, fennel, marjoram, oregano, patchouli, and thyme. Oils to avoid during pregnancy in dogs and cats is arbovitae, basil, birch, cassia, cinnamon, rosemary, thyme, and wintergreen. So carrier oils is an exceptional, coconut oil is an exceptional carrier oil and beneficial for improving general health and digestion. So prevention and treatment of yeast and fungal infections, disinfecting wounds, clarifying and calming skin allergies and dryness, reduces arthritic pain and ligament problems, and it is also hydrating to the skin to add a 1/4 tablespoon per every 10 pounds of body weight twice daily into their food. So that would be a virgin coconut oil. So for a dry powder or a dry shampoo, that also helps to repel ticks and other pests, which is safe for all species. So this is going to be safe for your dogs, your cats, and your large animals. 2 tablespoons. So for a dark colored animal, you can use 2 tablespoons of arrowroot powder, 2 tablespoons of cacao powder, 2 drops of lavender, 2 drops of geranium, 2 drops of eucalyptus. For a light colored animal, you can use a 1/4 cup of arrowroot powder, 2 drops of lavender, 2 drops of geranium, 2 drops of eucalyptus. And for to powder up to make a what's the word I'm looking for? A deodorizing powder for any litter boxes, 1 cup of baking soda, 4 to 5 drops of essential oil. They recommend lavender, copaiba, frankincense, eucalyptus, or geranium. Okay, so using essential oils on our cats and our dogs aromatically. Or for the 3 applications, there's aromatic, there's topical, and there's internal. So aromatically, diffusion is a great way for our animals to benefit from the therapeutic properties that essential oils offer us. You can use like a spray. Hey, Leah girl. You can use a spray. There are those fine mist sprayers that you can get if you are a member in your back office. You can find those. They're purple. They're great. They're continuous mist. I love them. I use these on the dog's bed and any of the furniture that she's on, although she's not allowed to be on furniture. But sometimes when I come home, I see that she was holding down the couch or the chair by the front window. And then you know how your dog just has like that dog smell. So anyways, I like those continuous mist sprayers, or you can use any spray bottles like this. If you're a new member of mine, you would get tools like this from me to use for instances exactly like this. So you can use a room spray, dilute. There's direct inhalation. Put a drop of oil on your hands and then allow the animal to inhale. So this is also definitely the case for horses. I always let my animals smell the oil before I apply it, and they'll let you know. So if they're like adversely if they're not interested in that oil, they'll let you know. They'll be like, yeah, no. But I find especially for horses, they keep coming back for more. Like they'll almost like stick the bottle right up their nostril if they really, really like it. It's really cute, and they do their whole sniffing thing. And so that is a surefire way to tell whether or not your animal is interested in that aroma or not. On a cloth, a cotton ball, or tissue near the animal, or on bedding, you can add essential oils that way. Hot water, or in a steam, hot water / steam, 1 to 2 drops of essential oils in hot water. That would kind of be like a steam bath, although I'm not sure how you would effectively do that with animals, but that's a recommendation here on this information sheet. And you can also do them in fan or air filters. You can place a drop on a cotton ball and insert it into the fan near the animal, or directly on the air filter in your home. So to have your dog or your cat smell something, you put a drop of oil in your hand, and then you can just kind of go like that, and they'll like totally sniff in, lean in, and sniff, sniff, sniff. But if they're like, no, thank you, I mean, they'll quickly be like, gone. So you know your animal, listen to your animal, and follow their cues. So using essential oils topically, if you find that you are in this need to do this, you can dilute with a carrier oil. Make sure to dilute. Virgin coconut oil is also a really great choice. Before applying topically, never apply it in or near genitals, nose, eyes, or face, as it can be too overwhelming for their senses. Again, ask your animal if the aroma that you're choosing for them is something that they are going to be able to stand. Direct application, place a drop of oil on your hands and rub them together, then pet along the spine of the animal, or even pet the hair backwards. Topically, you can massage using circular motion or massage techniques after applying an oil to your hands. You can always use the reflexology points between the paw pads and on the back paws. Apply to the tips of the ears, not for long-eared dogs, but for shorter dogs that would be fine. Apply directly to the area of interest. So if they have like an area of inflammation or trauma, or you know, they've got a sore spot, you know, all sorts of, like, I mean, just like humans, animals can have like a whole plethora of things that they have going on at any given time, especially if they are, well, I mean, so many things can come into account, but breeding, breeds, you know, different medical issues that come up with different breeds, etc., etc. Getting into things that they shouldn't have, taking off, getting into fights, you know, all the things. There's so many different things. And then if they have health issues, you'll just want to get specific, like we do with ourselves. We would dig and find out what oils that are safe for them is going to help support their body system that is needing the support. So mix a drop of one of the oils that is safe for them in their shampoo and apply during a bath. That's another thing with our animals is we want to give them the best chance of living a healthy, natural life. We would want to be making clean, toxic-free lifestyle products for our animals as well, just like for us, for our animals as well. A lot of our animals, you know, they're not susceptible to disease. They're not susceptible to cancer, to diabetes, to all of the things like that that can affect humans. So making clean and natural lifestyle products for them. I've got some recipes for you that I'm going to share here in a few minutes, like a shampoo and a flea and tick I've already shared, but things like that. Like, we want to be, you know, giving our animals the best chances they've got. And I know in like big city centers, when they're spraying Roundup on animal park areas, like grassed areas, I mean, that's horrible for our animals. The paws gets into their systems. It's awful. Okay, so mix a drop of their shampoo to apply during a bath. Apply 1 drop of essential oil in 2 cups of ice water for a cold compress or hot water compress, and soak a natural cloth in the water. Wring out and then apply to the area of interest. Using roller balls directly on the animal can lead to contamination and should be avoided. So unless it's a roller ball that's specifically made and designated for your animal. Okay, so using essential oils internally for animals, for dogs and cats. Oils that indicate they are for internal use on the label may be given internally. It is generally not recommended that you give more than 1 to 2 drops internally at one time. So just like for us humans, I would never recommend you give your dog or your cat or your horse or any other of your other large animals, like your sheep and your goats and things like that. I've given essential oils internally to my chickens before, which is a really good parasite ritter, or preventative, I might add, as well as mites. So only use doTERRA. We know how they're sourcing, we know how they're testing, we know what is in our oil. So I only recommend doTERRA. So you can use 1 to 2 drops in a capsule with the carrier oil. So this, if you were to do it in a capsule, you are going to want to do the way that they show you to do at the vet's office. So you would likely hold open the muzzle, you're going to push the pill to the back of their throat, and then you're going to gently just close their mouth, and then they'll swallow it. Mixed with food, wet food works best. Place a drop on your finger and wait until mostly dry and rub the residue on your pet's gums. 1 drop of essential oil per 2 cups of drinking water. Putting essential oils into your cat's water is not recommended. And if you want to use a natural toothpaste, make sure that it doesn't include xylitol, and use 1 drop of essential oil to 2 teaspoons of baking soda and enough water to make a paste, and only use a dab of this to brush their teeth to maintain your dog's oral hygiene. I know people who do recommend or have recommended using or brushing cats' teeth. I just don't ever find it too successful. And so I just want to let everybody know too, I was actually going to, when I first started with down the path of what I was going to be when I grew up, I was going to be a veterinarian. I have got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of veterinarian clinic experience, practice experience in both domestic and large animal. So by no means does this make me super qualified. In fact, this topic on essential oils and our animals is probably where I lack the most amount of confidence, because I just have not used a ton of essential oils topically for my animals. But we have other people, amazing people on our team that do own like large animals and do it all the time. So Cassandra says that another trick for dogs is having 2 treats in your hand. Feed the one with the pill first, and then at the same time show them the next piece. They swallow it down super quick to be able to get to that second piece. That's a super good trick, super good tip and trick. See, hacks. This is from a real live essential oil mama who is doing the dang thing with essential oils and her animals. Okay, one other thing. For a seizing animal, open frankincense and put a drop on the skin between the paw pads or topically at the base of the skull. It should help them come out of a seizure more quickly. So that is a tip from Dr. Janet Rourke, and she is a doctor of veterinary medicine. So here are some essential oils that are really great for dog care. So frankincense helps to relieve anxious feelings, helps to support a healthy inflammatory response, is good for any kind of infections, insect, snake bites, scarring, tumors, warts. Heliochrysum is really good for any kind of bleeding issues that you may have going on with a dog. Liver support and nervous system support. Lavender essential oil is a great one for anxious feelings, any allergies that your dog may be experiencing, in healthy inflammatory response, wound care. Excuse me. Lemon, anxious feelings. Melissa, anxious feelings. Immortelle, anxious feelings. Our Serenity, calming blend for anxious feelings. I'm just going to name the oils that are good, that you can use successfully and efficiently and safely with your dog. So frankincense, heliochrysum, lavender, lemon, melissa, immortelle, serenity, the digestive blend, balance, grounding blend, okay, so flea repellent. Excuse me, I got a little tickle in my throat. Okay, so to create a all natural flea repellent, mixed in a 16-ounce spray bottle. So this is a 4-ounce. This is a 4-ounce. So 4 times the size of this would make it a 16-ounce. 4 to 6 drops of rosemary, 4 to 6 drops of the Purify Cleansing Blend. Fill the remainder of the bottle with distilled water. Lightly spray on your dog, avoiding their eyes. Reapply as needed for flea prevention. Tooth problems and gum loss. 8 to 10 drops of our On Guard Protective Blend. Add to the teeth and gums in the morning and night with fractionated coconut oil or virgin coconut oil. Our Lifelong Vitality Pack is also something that dogs can take effectively. So you would need to help support them by doing that. So pushing it to the back of the throat and then closing the muzzle gently, softly, compassionately, so that they can swallow. Okay, so let's move on to horses. So essential oils, they kill viruses and bacteria. There's different grades of essential oil. We're talking about the best in the world. Why would you settle for anything less? doTERRA is where it is at. Hey, girlfriend, how's it going? Okay, essential oils work really fast. The essential oil constituents have the potential to affect every cell in the body within 20 minutes. It is an amazing, beautiful thing, and that is the same for our lovely and beautiful horses, cows. They are our largest animals. And so when we're talking about our other barnyard animals, or like our pigs, our goats, and one of our essential oil gals does own a pig. But we've also got lots of like goat and sheep owners. And with our chickens, I have successfully used essential oils many, 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 many times. Okay, so you can use essential oils aromatically and topically and internally for horses as well. Despite their size, horses are sensitive though, so use the same dosage for a horse as you would an adult human. Less for pregnant mares, Shetlands, and toy breeds, and follow the directions in your reference book. So if you don't have a reference book, I highly encourage you get one. You can get a reference book by hosting a class and getting an Essential Life or a Modern Essentials book for free from any of our oily goddesses. You're likely here because you are connected and hooked up with an oily goddess. And in that case, just get in touch with her and ask her, tell her that you want to host a class, and ask her what essential oil resource book she offers for doing that. And she will likely be so excited to get back to you. So follow the directions of your reference book. Use the coronary band for foot applications. The oils do not build up in the system like drugs do, so you're going to reapply as needed. So for horses, I'm not sure, I'd have to look into this. It's been a long time. So maybe somebody here that's watching tonight would know how fast an essential or a horse's system rolls over. So the human body is on a 2-hour clock. So our bodies kind of like recycle and rejuvenate itself, like not like a deep, like 7 years we regrow a liver kind of thing, or however many days it is, but like every 2 hours our body is like, it's like everything's gone and come back, digesting all of that stuff. So they dissipate in the body quickly, because essential oils work on a cellular level. So that is the exact same for a horse. So in acute situations, you're going to hear me, you've heard me say, but I've coined the phrase, hit the oils hard and fast. And that just means that you do the oils every few hours, you reapply, and they're back in the system, and they're bouncing around, and they're going to all of the cells and supporting the systems in the bodies, and et cetera, et cetera. So for horses, I'm not sure what their body cycle is on. Okay, so essential oil favorites for horses are frankincense, helichrysum, lavender, lemon, melaleuca, melissa, oregano, peppermint, the digestive blend, the grounding blend. The digestive blend is Zengest, grounding blend is Balance, Deep Blue, On Guard, Easy Air, and Aroma Touch is also good. Okay, so here are some recipes for our horses. A cool down mist in a 16-ounce spray bottle. Put 6 to 8 ounces of peppermint, Aroma Touch, and Easy Air. Fill the remainder of the bottle with distilled water and then spray the horse, avoiding the eyes, and reapply as needed for a cool down spray. Flies, mosquitoes, and bots. In a 16-ounce spray bottle, 6 to 8 drops of lemongrass or Purify, and fill the rest with water. Lightly spray your horse, avoiding the eyes, of course. Reapply as needed for prevention. You can also make a fly oil, so you're actually applying it topically to their bodies, coating their hair with it, which is super effective as well. You can do 20 drops of lemongrass, 20 drops of patchouli, 20 drops of eucalyptus, 20 drops of thyme, and fill that with virgin coconut oil or the fractionated coconut oil. Fleas and ticks, apply the root to tip serum to any of the problem areas or the areas that you'd like to treat or prevent having fleas and ticks come on to the horse. So this would likely be on their legs, in their underbellies. The root to tip serum is amazing and it smells amazing. For sore muscles, if you have a horse that is working for you, if you do you know, like barrel racing or team roping or anything like that, or as a show horse or a vaulting horse, 40 drops of the massage blend, which is Aroma Touch, 20 drops of lemongrass, 20 drops of frankincense, 10 drops of thyme, and fill the remaining space with fractionated coconut oil, and then spray or rub down the area, and you can wrap as well. Horses are also able to take our Lifelong Vitality Pack, so that is also the DDR Prime. It helps to overall help them reduce inflammation, improve their immune function. It increases their energy, it promotes vitality and wellness, and supports their brain and digestive functions, and much, much more. So that is basically using essential oils on our cats, dogs, and large animals in a nutshell. There's a couple more recipes that I just want to add here. So you can make your own pet shampoo with 1 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of Castile soap, and I'm finding this right in the Essential Life book. So for anybody who wants to host a class with me is going to get this book for free. And on page 446, I am reading this from there. So pet shampoo, clean, natural, non-toxic, 1 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of Castile soap, 1/4 teaspoon of vitamin E, 3 drops of peppermint, 2 drops of Roman chamomile, 2 drops of Purify, and 1 drop of cedarwood. And if you place all of the ingredients in a glass jar and mix it up well, apply a quarter size amount to your pet and scrub vigorously. Use more on a large pet if needed. The shampoo will be a bit watery, but your pet will be clean and smell great for days, naturally. Okay, so did you know that common anti-flea solutions for dogs can cause adverse reactions such as skin irritations, hair loss, vomiting, diarrhea, tremors, and seizure? And medication commonly used to treat painful arthritis in cats and dogs can often cause serious damage to the stomach, liver, and kidneys. And most people don't realize that pure essential oils can provide all natural solutions for animals as well as humans. Here's some other tips. Animals are smaller, so diluting essential oils is very important. Avoid using Melaleuca for cats and for dogs. And animals prefer certain aromas just as humans do. And you can experiment with various oils to see how your pet responds to the aroma and the benefit of the oil. And for joint pain relief, rub frankincense and the Deep Blue Soothing Blend essential oils directly on the joints. And to help calm and relax a stressed pet, apply 2 to 3 drops of lavender essential oils to their ears or their paws or down their spine. So I also have a flea collar repellent, a doggy anxiety spray, a doggy paw balm, a no odor kitty litter, and a cat scratch detergent. So I am going to add these recipes into the comment feeds of this live, this Facebook Live, because it's pretty hard to sit here. I'm sure it's hard for me to sit and read all of these recipes, and it's probably really hard for you to sit and listen to these recipes because it's just me rattling off a bunch of ingredients and you're like, what? So I will add all of those into the comments below. So thank you so much, you guys. We're going to squeak one more Facebook Live into this series before we wrap up, and then we will relaunch and start fresh and new in the new year. We will likely get started. Oh, I don't have my calendar in front of me. But next week is the 19th of December. It will be our last Facebook Live learning series until the new year, in which, like I said, we will launch something new. This month is get a free frankincense for free. So what you likely heard me talking about was that frankincense is one of the most soothing, calming, and gentle of all of the essential oils, but one of the most effective that you can be using on all of your animals if you feel a need. Just like we need cellular support, remember cellular is the anti-C word. We are protecting ourselves. We want to help them live a natural life cycle, without them getting mutated by other things in our environment. And if anything we know to be true, our animals, unfortunately, are not immune to getting anything to do with the big C words. So protecting our animal cells is one of the best things that we can do to help them live a long, happy, lovely, loving life. So get your frankincense for free this month with any 200 PV order, any. LRP order, standard order, enrollment order, and you can get it up to 4 times by placing 4 200 PV orders. It's true. People do it. Every year that I've been in doTERRA, they will get their free frankincense as many times as they can, up to their 4 max. So also the free product of the month is a 5 ml Holiday Joy. Just like Harvest Spice, just be aware of how that is affecting or not affecting your animals if you're diffusing. One of the other things I wanted to say is I am constantly bathed in essential oils, constantly. And there is rarely a time that any of my animals will not come near me. My animals, they still want to sit on my lap, they still want to love, they still want to snuggle, they still want pets. And I am like literally covered in essential oils all of the time. So if your animals don't want to come near you, it might be because you might want to take note of an oil that you are maybe using or have applied to yourself that maybe they're just not a big fan of. Thanks so much, you guys. This was week 7. Next week is week 8. I really appreciate you guys joining. We'll see you in the group. Thanks, you guys. Bye.